Today we are going to explain about JSP directives. So I will tell you what is JSP directives and how we can make use of the JSP directive. Okay. So let's see what is a JSP directive. JSP directives are instruction to the JSP container that describes what code should be generated. That means so whenever we are starting our server, so it gives if we include that if we add that JSP directives in our JSP page, that gives the instruction to the JSP container that what action to be performed. Okay, so JSP directives tells to the container what actions to be performed on the JSP page. Now we'll see the syntax of the JSP directive. So what is the syntax? Syntax is angular bracket percentage, then the at the rate symbol we have to specify. Okay, then then directive and attributes. Directive is nothing but what kind of directive we want to provide. Okay, it may be a page directive or include or some other directives we want to specify. So that we are going to see next. Okay, so attribute what attribute we are going there are two things, directive and the attribute. Directive or what kind of directive, and attribute into what attribute we are going to provide. For example, I can say we want to import. Okay, we want to set the content type, so that kind of attribute we are going to provide. Okay, and corresponding value, if you are importing the package we are going to provide. If you are setting the content type, what kind of content we are going to set, that we are going to provide as part of this. Okay, this is the syntax of the JSP directives. Okay, basically there are three types of JSP directives available. Okay, such as first one is page directive. That is that page directive that is for the whole JSP page, that will applicable to the whole JSP page. Okay, that there are also include directives are also there. Include directive means what you want to include. Okay, while working with the JSP file or JSP page, then what you want to include. Okay, it may be a text file, it may be JSP file, it may be HTML file, whatever we want to include. In detail we are going to study each and every directives. Okay, so for the time being, what I am doing, I am providing the basic introduction about the directives. Okay, to understand what is what, then I am going to explain each and every directives with an example. Okay, no need to worry as such. Okay, so the third directives is tag leaf directives. So what are the tags? You might have heard the tags. Means you are tagging someone. Okay, so it is the main meaning is same here as well. Okay, the tag leaf, what kind of library we are going to tag in your while working with the JSP pages. Okay, now is the time to see what is a page directive. Page directive, as I have said, that page directive is applicable to the whole JSP page. Okay, there are multiple page directives are there. Okay, we'll see one by one and what is the um, job of the each page directives. Okay, so page directives defines the attribute that apply to an entire JSP page. Okay, so how the next thing is how we can write the syntax of the page directive. Page directive, I have told you the angular bracket percentage and at the rate. I have shown you the directive. What is the directive? Is a tag leaf directive or page directive. Now the time now we are discussing about page directive. So here we will provide the page. Page is the attribute, sorry, directives, and attribute and attribute equals to value. Okay, these types of page, then attribute. What kind of attribute we are going to change according to our need. Okay, and what is the corresponding value we will provide, and we will close that one by percentage and angular bracket. This is the syntax of the page directive. Okay, so what typically a JSP page directive contains. Okay, we'll discuss. There are actually 9 to 10 or something more than that, even more than that. We'll discuss one and each and every one. Okay, as part of this video. Okay, we'll see. First one is the import attribute. Okay, how we will write? We'll write percentage at the rate page import equals to the class. The import attribute is used to import the class or the interface. Okay, the next thing is the content type. what content type defines? This defines MIME type of the HTTP response. The default value is text or HTML. Okay, whatever the response we are JSP is sending, that what kind of content type it should include, right? That is a MIME type, means application, a word, text or HTML, something, some format. Okay, the default value is text or HTML. And the next attribute is extends. Similar to Java class, we are extending, like, so basically in JSP we are going to, we will get like very less working on the extends, all these things. Okay, but the extends is the similar to the Java classes, we are going to work on that. Okay, so the next is info. Info means will share the information regarding the JSP, and in the latter, what we'll do, we'll get this get servlet info, the information. Okay, so no need, just understand what is what. I will explain each and every with the example. Okay, okay. So the fifth one is buffer. So the buffer attribute says the buffer size. Okay, the buffer size, what should be the buffer size, and all these things. Okay, so buffer, we are going to provide how much the buffer size should be. The default value is some 8 KB, if I am not wrong. So if you don't provide, the default size will be given. Okay, so this attribute also we can provide. And the sixth one is the language, the scripting language used in the JSP page. Okay, the by default the scripting language is the Java. The default language is Java. So whatever the language we want, that we can provide as part of the language attribute. Okay. The seventh one is EL ignored. To ignore this attribute is used to ignore the expression language. Okay. So that we are going to see. And the eighth one is thread shape. Thread shape. Okay. So this attribute we are going to use as part of multi-threading purpose. So whenever we are working with the multi-threaded environment, at that time, how we can make use of each thread shape, that we are going to see. Okay, so ninth one is auto flush. Okay, auto flush gives the instruction to flush or clear the buffer when full. We have provided the buffer. So if you are using auto flush as the attribute, then what it will give, it will give the instruction to the container that whenever this so and so, whatever the memory we have provided, like the buffer we have provided, if that is full, then what you do, you auto flush, in auto clear, you clear all these things. Okay, so then the next one is 10th one is the session. Session indicates whether the page requires an HTTP session or not. Okay, that is related to HTTP session. If you want to work with the HTTP session, what we can do, we can provide the session attribute. Okay, and the 11th one, the error page. Okay, so error page is nothing but it used to define the error page. If you want to want to use the error page, so that time we can include this attribute, that is error page. Okay, and 12th one is the is error page. Error page is used to declare that the current page, whatever the page that we are working with, that page is to be the error page. Okay, you might have got the idea that what is JSP directives, and how many types of JSP directives are there, and what is the syntax of each directives. And then we have discussed our first directive, that is page directive. What is the syntax we have learned, and as part of that, what it includes, whatever the attributes that it contains. Okay, so that we have also discussed. Okay, that's all for this video. Thank you.